Okay, so we're going to classify social media platforms as areas of the country. Okay,
Oh
so
God.
Facebook has now become the villages in Florida. It is full of old people who are either having way too much fun or they are having some really bad problems and are yelling at the clouds. Okay,
That's
Facebook
true.
is the villages. Am I wrong?
That's 100% true. I agree.
Okay. um, MySpace is that mall that you used to go to all the time that you drive by that's been bulldozed, right? That nobody has rebuilt that lot yet. Like nobody can figure out what to do with it, and it's just an empty lot now. But every time you drive by, you're like, remember that mall? That was cool.
Okay, that or Blockbuster.
No, Blockbuster was way cooler than MySpace ever was.
Whoa, MySpace was sick.
Blockbuster was sicker.
I don't know.
Um, Facebook is a sentient HOA board. That's all. No, sorry. If we're doing this, no. Nextdoor. I don't know how many of you are familiar with the Nextdoor app. Nextdoor is a social media, it's a localized social media app where you can talk about the things that are happening in your neighborhood. And it is the sentient HOA board full of
Yeah,
Karens who are
100%
telling
Karen.
you exactly where you should be parking your car and why are
Yep.
there cops on that street and what's this new business and what are you doing? Okay.
And the kids are running around with no parents.
And for shame, okay? That is what Nextdoor is. Okay? Chat, you can go ahead and throw out your social media apps that you want us to talk about. Um, TikTok is Vegas. Okay? It is short. It does it like the reason you can't get away from it is because everything's changing every 60 seconds and it's just sensory overload. Okay. TikTok is the Las Vegas of social media apps. That's really what
And
it is.
occasionally you see boobs.
And occasionally, apparently, now you see boobs. Okay.
Yeah.
Um, Twitter. Twitter's probably the most difficult one. And yes, I still refuse to call it X, right? Elon
Yeah.
can take a flying leap. It's still Twitter.
Yeah. Still Twitter. Even there's a documentary on Twitter, and even the creators of Twitter still they said they still call it Twitter.
Twitter. Okay. Twitter. Twitter is that part of town that's trying to always act like it's better than it is. Right? They want to be the rich part of town. They want to be the really nice upscale area. So they plant these fancy trees and they do this stuff and they make these big bright buildings and things like that. But in the building is a strip mall with a Dollar General. Okay?
Mm.
You're trying really hard. Okay? You're trying really, really hard to be really nice and upscale and fancy and just failing at it.
So I'm thinking like, are you thinking, I don't know, Bothell,
I'm thinking,
Illinois?
so if we're doing it in the Seattle world where we all live, it's Federal Way. Federal Way always wants to be Bellevue, but it's not gonna be Bellevue. It's never gonna be Bellevue, but it tries. It really wants to. It really wants to be good. Um, Threads. I will tell you what Threads is. Threads is Threads is more of a person than a place. No, actually, sorry, no, I can't.
Was that Chuck E. Cheese?
Threads, which is the one that Facebook came up with that was supposed to be the Twitter killer, right? When they switched over to X. Threads, no, Threads is not Kent. Threads is the church where everybody's trying to be really, really hip, but they're
Mm.
really just a bunch of whiny little goody two shoes. They're like, hey kids, are you down with JUSES? Like, they're the one that has the rock band for youth group, and they really want to be hip and they really want to be cool, and they try to appeal to the high school kids and all the real hip people, right? And you don't have to wear a suit to church, and you can wear jeans and flip-flops or shorts and flip-flops, but really you're still just a bunch of nerds.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds about right for this social media platform that I haven't really heard of.
Yeah, I know I spelled Jesus wrong. Leave me alone, chat. Um, Blue Sky. Um, Blue Sky is that small town. In fact, what Blue Sky is Cannon Beach, Oregon, right?
I love
Pe-
that place.
right, but it's so tiny and quaint, and nobody really knows. Like, unless you're from the Pacific Northwest, nobody really knows about it, right? And it's cute, it's nice, right? But it's never gonna be big, and it's never gonna be the destination. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Um, I haven't spent enough time on Mastodon. um, Discord is a junior high school boys locker room
I don't know.
where
I would
everybody's
say
kind of half edgy, but not really smart enough or cool enough to be really edgy.
I don't know. I would
Because it's
say
not as crazy as 4chan.
yeah. I would
What?
say high school.
High school locker room?
Yeah.
Yeah, Discord is a high school boys locker room. That's what it is. Somebody in the YouTube chat. I'm on Blue Sky. Yep. Case in point. Blue Sky is Pawnee, Indiana. I've never been to Pawnee, Indiana, so you're gonna have to take your word for it. Who else do we get there? Do anything else? Twitch. I will tell you exactly what Twitch is. Twitch is the high school cable access channel.
High school cable access channel.
Yeah, like where any of those bigger high schools that have like a production program, right? Where the kids do like video announcements and school news and things like that. It is the high school internal TV station. Okay, that's what Twitch is.
I don't know.
And everybody on it thinks they're cooler than they are.
I don't know. I don't. I would say like Twitch is more like a robotics club of a high school.
Okay. Snapchat. That's tough. I'd have to think. Let me come back to Snapchat. Instagram.
God, there's so many social media.
There is. This is also very revealing in how many social media platforms there are.
Dear God.
I like this one. So Instagram. God, I want to make it a place, not because I keep thinking of like a personification of Instagram, but I'm trying to make it a place. I have to think about that one too. There's going to be a place. YouTube is any sci-fi show set in Vancouver. Says the YouTube chat. That that might be pretty close to the truth. That might be pretty close to truth. Truth Social is Montgomery, Alabama.
Oh. Oh, is that the Donald Trump one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That is Montgomery, Alabama. No, it's not Texas. Because, see, there's just enough, like, neat stuff in Texas where Texas is never quite falling down a hole, right? Because there's just enough cool shit in Texas to keep it from being a complete dumpster fire.
And
True Social is Montgomery, Alabama.
I will say a lot of people from the Pacific Northwest is currently relocating to Texas. Even today at work, whole group of people were talking about legit moving to Texas.
Wait, I think YouTube got it. Snapchat is Miami. No memories because that cocaine hit differently. And you're going to put some shit on there that you probably shouldn't have. You're from Florida. Would you agree with that one? Snapchat is Miami.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds about right. And I was never really on Snapchat. So
Okay. So we're calling it now. Snapchat is Miami. So as somebody who's from Florida, because I think I figured out what Instagram is, what is the place that everybody wants to act like is as cool as Miami, but isn't in Florida?
Like it's as cool as
Like where they're
Miami.
like, it's as cool as Miami, and you're like, no, it's not.
I would say like maybe to me, I would say Jacksonville.
Okay. Do people try and like act like it's kind of hip and cool and but really they're just fronting?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Instagram is Jacksonville. Somebody in the chat. What about Tampa? What do we say about Tampa?
Tampa, no, no. Tampa did no. Because like Tampa to me was like always like really nice because you have like the giant aquarium. And then typically if you live in Tampa, you work I believe you work in like Disney or something. But yeah. No, I don't know. Like Tampa's pretty nice. So
All right. So we're going with Jacksonville.
Jacksonville.
All right. Instagram. Sorry, you're Jacksonville. You got
Jackson.
stuck there. Um. All right. That was actually kind of a fun little topic.
Got a little fun.
I think we've run out of social media platforms to talk about for right now, though. So, what do you think? What do you think of our assigning these locations to different social media platforms? I think that's a funny concept. Let us know where you would put these places in the comments below.